Rush for glory. Yeah. Is it worth a buy, guys? Well, let's just have a read and see, shall we? Rush for Glory is a challenging and rewarding 3D tower defense game in which players are defending their base against an alien invasion. By strategically building towers and upgrading them, the player can keep his base safely. Keep his base safely. Should that not be keep his base safe? And further progress through the extensive single-player campaign. Over 30 types of enemies, terrifying level bosses, as well as a wide variety of towers and upgrades are making Rush for Glory a unique tower defense experience. No, it isn't. As you know, I'm a huge tower defense fan. I've pretty much played them all. So how did I feel about this one? Well, meh. Kinda middle of the road. It's not a bad tower defense game, but it's certainly not one of the best ones out there, and I think for the price it's asking a bit much. There's only 10 scenarios, and worse than that, you've only got 5 bloody towers. Really? 5? I think this is the least amount of towers I've ever seen in a tower defense game. There should be at least 8. I mean, come on, use your imagination, please. 8 towers, that's not really asking too much, is it? For 5? That's a bit, yeah, that's a bit below the belt, that, for the price. I mean, I compare everything to Defense Grid, because Defense Grid is the daddy of all tower defense games. If you can get near Defense Grid, you've got a good tower defense game. And unfortunately, this doesn't. The first thing that I'm going to complain about is the placement of the towers. It never gave me a reason why I couldn't put a tower down where I wanted. And I was trying to place it, and it was just saying, no, you can't put one there. It's like, well, why? Why can't I put one there? It was frustrating, really frustrating. The second thing is the graphics were a bit shit. The planes looked ridiculous. They looked so out of place. They might as well have been teddy bears. Yeah. So there was that. That was a bit of a problem. The animations weren't great either. But let's get past all that and let's look at what the game does actually have to offer. The maps were the usual twisting maps. You can't maze, which I think is a travesty in tower defense games. I mean, you should be able to maze your towers on some of the levels. And I've played this for 3.5 hours. I'm almost done to the end of the game, and I haven't found a level yet where you can maze the towers. So that was a bit of a disappointment. There's certainly nothing unique about this. I've seen everything in this game before, done better than this before. Prime World Defenders did most of this, Defense Grid did the rest. So yeah, a bit disappointing on that side. But your tower types, let's look at what you got. You've got machine guns, you've got your anti-aircraft, you've got your slowy down towers, you've got your mortar tower, and you've got a ground only tower. That's your lot. The tower upgrading in this game works by each tower gets XP for different kills. And once it has enough XP, if you have the funds, you can upgrade it to the next level. It has a load of power-ups as well. There are different things that you can call in, such as you can freeze everything on the map for a few seconds, which is very handy. You can put like a man trap down. You can call in some like fire from above, like an artillery barrage. And things like that, which are essential because this game is quite hard. That's one of the pluses of this game. It is quite a difficult game. It's not too difficult that you can't do, but you can crank up the levels and it becomes a challenge, I'll say that. I've had a few really hairy levels on this where I was just hanging on by the skin of my teeth. So it is good in that sense. It's fun to play. I enjoyed playing it. I mean, I've sunk 3.5 hours into it in pretty much one sitting. So it does have that appeal that you want to keep playing. You want to get to the next level. You can go back and play the levels again to try and get more stars, because what happens is when you complete a level, depending on the difficulty you're on and how well you do, you get a star, which allows you to upgrade your weapons in the sense of range and things that carry over to each level. They're like perks, if you like. So that's a nice touch. So things like that do give it a little bit of a plus over some other tower defense games. It's enjoyable to play. If you're a tower defense fan, then get it, because it's worthy to have in your collection. It's not one of them shit tower defense games that you know, that are just like awful. If you're new to tower defense, then there's a lot better than you can do with your money than buy this. I mean, I would recommend Defense Grid over this any day, and Prime World Defenders I would recommend over this as well. But if you've got both of them and you're looking for a fresh challenge, then yes, I would say it's worth a buy. I mean, I'm pleased that I've got it. I'm going to complete it. I might replay it a little bit after that to try and get 3 stars on each level. But I just like this genre anyway, so that's what I'm going to leave it as. If you're new to tower defense, there's better ones to pick up, but if you're a tower defense veteran, it's definitely worth a buy.